All right, Pastor Scott here. I want to welcome you into my space here. I want you to know that we miss you guys. This quarantine time is a little nuts, but I want to introduce you to something new that we're doing, at least for this time period. We're calling it Youth Group at Home. And what we want to encourage you to do is you can totally watch this every Wednesday on your own, or you could watch it with some friends. We want to encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to have youth group at home, invite some friends. You can't do like a big group gathering. We're talking about just 3 or 4 of you or whatever, just kind of over hanging together. It can be kids from youth group that you invite over, or it would be amazing to take advantage of this opportunity to invite a friend who doesn't go to church to come and join you. And they might be more open to an invitation to your house to watch a short video than they would be to come to church. So take advantage of this opportunity over these next several weeks with Youth Group at Home. So last week, we talked about the idea of milestones and those big moments in our relationship with God that build some of the foundation of our beliefs in and commitment to God, and the value of those things and the importance of those things, of marking those and remembering those, because they remind us when we come up against something difficult. Those moments can remind us of what God has done, or remind us of a commitment that we made, or whatever, as we just continue to move forward. This week, instead of talking about the unforgettable moments, I want to talk more about the forgettable moments. All those other times where we kind of forget and don't remember what we really learned. There are plenty of times where we get up from some time in the Word and we kind of walk away from a passage, or sitting in a sermon or something like that, and we walk away and we're kind of like, I'm not sure what I got out of that. And a lot of times it can be really hard for people to have a daily devotional life or regular devotional life, time in the Word and time in prayer, simply because it feels boring and it feels like empty, and they don't know what to do or how to figure out how to get something out of it. And that's all valid, but the reality is those times help us far more than we tend to realize. It's kind of like thinking about food. We have meals that we might remember over other meals. There's a meal I remember one time Nicole and I were out with some friends for a trip that they won on a radio station, and we ate at this amazing restaurant, and it's the best meat I ever ate in my life. I ordered wild boar tenderloin. I was kind of going back and forth between the ostrich or the wild boar, and I got wild boar, and I can still remember how juicy and tender it was. It was so delicious, I even ate the asparagus that came with it. It was amazing. We can have this collection of great meals that we remember, but that meal didn't do any more or any less for us than maybe the meal that we had for lunch on June 14th, 2015. A meal that none of us remember. A meal that was unremarkable. Maybe it was ramen. Maybe it was peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know what it is. But we all have meals that we don't remember. But it doesn't mean that those meals didn't contribute to the nourishment of our body. Spiritually, it's the same thing. We think that everything is supposed to be this big, amazing thing, but the reality is while those big moments, those unforgettable moments, become long-term memory points for us and encouragements for us in our relationship with God, the other times, even the times where we kind of struggled to even walk away from thinking of what we got out of it, they still provide this spiritual nourishment for us. They provide this opportunity for us to grow. It contributes to who we are. Let me read this passage for you. It's from 2 Timothy chapter 3, beginning with verse 15. It's 15 through 17. It says this: "You have been taught the Holy Scriptures from childhood, and they have given you the wisdom to receive the salvation that comes by trusting in Jesus Christ. All Scripture is inspired by God and is useful to teach us what is true and to make us realize what is wrong in our lives. It corrects us when we are wrong and teaches us to do what is right. God uses it to prepare and equip His people to do every good work." God uses every time we are in the Word to prepare us for something that is coming. Even when we don't even realize how it's preparing us, He is using it to equip us and to prepare us for the work to do, for the difficult moments that are coming. We're in a tough time right now. This kind of social distancing, quarantine thing, it's hard. It separates us from the things that we normally know. Our routines are totally messed up. And there's just a lot of chaos, a different kind of chaos, but chaos in our lives. And when we don't spend time in the Word, preparing ourselves, nourishing our spiritual existence for things that are coming, then those things, when they come, are much harder for us to deal with. And we don't have a foundation or a strength or a nourishment from which to respond. And so here's what I want to do. I want to challenge you guys. Some of you have a great devotional life. That's great. Do what you can to stay committed to that and to maybe even improve it, whatever that may look like. But for those of you who don't have much of one or don't have one at all, I want to challenge you this week, 3 days. 3 days this week, that's all. 3 days, time with God. Doesn't have to be long. It can be really hard to even know where to begin. So to help you out, we've already started posting daily devotional videos, just brief videos, on our Instagram account. You can find us at Nampa First Youth on Instagram. And these videos are just devotional thoughts from different leaders in the youth group. And they're just kind of giving a devotional thought. We're posting those up. We're calling the collection of videos, the whole series, we're calling it The Loaf. And each day there will be a different video posted as a part of The Loaf. And the whole idea of the loaf comes from the idea of God giving us our daily bread, our daily nourishment, like we're talking about. And so I want to encourage you, if you don't know where to start and don't have a place to start, you can start there and just go. At 11 o'clock every morning, we'll make sure by 11 a.m. there's a new devotional video posted. You can go there and begin that process. We just want to challenge you this week. Dig it a little deeper, give it a chance, and move that nourishment of your spiritual life a little further forward. 3 days. Let's see how you do. God bless.